Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with this magnificent young group called the West Garfield Park Youth Council in collaboration with the West Garfield Park community stakeholders and also Fathers Who Care. And as you all know, those who've been watching this show for so many years, I like to say that because you guys have been doing such a wonderful job. You know, we try to use this particular show to empower and to bridge the intergenerational gaps between the mature adults like us. Let folks know that no one have all of the solutions, but we do believe that united we stand and divided we fall, and that we are what they can't see. So we are really here to empower, to set foundation and set into path some opportunities that our young folks can stand on our show. With that being said, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Those who are tuning in, and we hope that you would call in with some
738-1060.
I just wanted to make sure you was involved. All right. Okay, the number again is
312-738-1060.
okay, we're back on the groove. The Fathers Who Care and the West Garfield Park and the West Side Community Stakeholders. And we really believe that in order for change to come about, we have to be the solution in our community to create change. Change don't just come about by itself. There has to be some action, some motives, and some order into creating change in our community. Now, but Fathers Who Care is a not-for-profit organization that's housed, on the west side of Chicago, and is the brain trust of our Congressman Danny K. Davis. Back in the days, we used to come together and sit around and think and talk and brainstorm on different things we can do to empower our community, our young folks, and our significant others. Again, my name is Servant Leader Walter Jones, and I'm the Executive Director of Fathers Who Care and the West Side Community Stakeholders. Now, just briefly, I want to update you, if you don't mind, would you help us to tell the audience a little bit about the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders, specifically, not the stakeholders, the council. Tell us who is the council and what does the council actually do. So can you, I'm sorry, I apologize. Our guest this evening is the lovely Vernisha. Vernisha, who are you and what is your purpose for existing?
My name is Vernisha Jones. I am the president of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and my purpose for existence is to make a change for people younger than me. And okay. You want me to tell about the West Garfield Park Youth Council?
Yeah, and I sure want to come back and tap you on that change, like people like you. I want to hit that. Let me write that down. Change for people like me. Because I be forgetting stuff like me. Okay, tell me a little bit about the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders briefly, and then I'm going to come back, the Youth Council, and then I want to come back and talk to you about this change and about you. So tell me, what is the West Garfield Park Youth Council?
The West Garfield Park Youth Council is a group comprised of like 30 youths that come together every week and come together to talk about different things that's going on in the community, come together to discuss their issues, how school is going, like different stuff with school, to have a support system. And it's just youth that come together like just to have a backup plan, like just to have people to have their back.
Okay, a backup plan, as you said, folks got your back. You say it's comprised of 30 young folks that come together who have a voice.
Yes, to have a voice.
Who voice their concerns and who actually address issues and concerns in the community. Is that fair?
Yes.
So what we like to do with this youth council is invite those who are young people between the ages of
14 and 24.
14 to 24 to call the West Garfield Park Youth Council at
773-287-5821.
And you guys meet on what days?
Every Monday from 4:30 to 6:30.
And if they show up, young people can find themselves actively involved in a lot of social skills, social building, team building projects, youth empowerment, outreach, community activities. And then you guys are actively involved in pitching each other, empowering each other, engaging and enlightening each other. Is that fair?
Yes.
You do that through movies, outreach, community activities, and other, right?
Yes.
Is that fair? So let's do this here. Look, the lines are open here, 312-738-1060. Again, my name is Servant Leader Reverend Walter Jones. This is our host today, Vernisha Jones. So she has given me an opportunity to work with her today. I think it's a wonderful thing. And listen, we got a lot of things we want to talk about today. A lot of activities are going on. Happy Father's Day to those who I may not talk to by Father's Day. I think it's next week. But if I don't get a chance to talk to you by then, I want to give you some ideas or some opportunities to take part in some activities that we got going on. We'll be traveling to Sheridan Correctional Center with our Congressman Danny K. Davis on tomorrow. Fathers Who Care and the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders and the West Garfield Park Youth Council will be traveling to Sheridan Correctional Center tomorrow to bring young people out to visit their parents. So we hope that this will be a pleasant trip. It will be a pleasant trip. We've been doing it every year. And then after that trip, we will come back into the community and do a resource fair and empower other folks and provide resources and involvement activities, other stuff that folks can just stay involved and keep themselves empowered. Resource directives will be passed out. All kind of stuff will be given out on this day. It's about it connecting. We really believe that any man can be a father, but it takes a real special man to be a daddy. All right? Who am I?
Yeah.
I love you too, boo-boo. So anyway, let's get back into the show. You're watching the West Garfield Park Youth Council, sponsored by the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders and Fathers Who Care. We love these young folk, and we like you to know that this show does air every what?
Friday at 7 p.m.
Every Friday at 7 p.m. And we will encourage those who are watching the show today to please call in. Today we would like to talk about, if you don't mind,
Substance abuse.
Substance abuse. Go figure. With all of the things going on in the community today, we want to talk about substance abuse. So, Vernisha, here's the deal. Substance abuse. The lines are open. The number here is 3 what?
312-738-1060.
And we're going to be talking about substance abuse. What's new out there? Who is doing what? And how can we what?
Prevent it.
How can we prevent it? How can we stop young folks become actively involved in substances or becoming victims to certain substances? Also, what can we do together collectively, bridging the gap to promote a safe and drug-free community? I believe we can do it. I believe we have the power to do it. I believe if it is to be, it must begin with me. So with that being said, we'd like to encourage those who are watching the show this evening on this beautiful Friday evening to call in and let's talk about what can we do to empower our community and to reduce substance abuse among our young people and over time among those who are chemically dependent. And I hope next time that I get a chance to come back, if you allow me to, I'd like to talk about the stigma associated with mental health in relationship with substance abuse. I want to talk stigma of mental health, substance abuse, and public health, how that correlates, if that's okay, if you guys will let me back out. But anyway, the line is open, 312-738-1060. We're talking about substance abuse, right?
Yes.
What's new out there? Tell us, what do you believe is new out there? We know some things that's new out there, don't we? We know there's some new trends. How did y'all hear about the salt, blue salt, what they call it? Sea salt. You heard of that before? Well, we did. The sea salt, or bath salt, I'm sorry, that's the wrong word. Let me change that. Bath, I had wrote that wrong. Bath salt, you familiar with that? Bath salt is the salt that you throw in the tub, and folks, folks are smoking that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear about K2?
Mm-hmm.
What's K2?
It's just incense.
It's incense. Absolutely, it's incense. It's a synthetic marijuana that they're using, K2. They buying it from liquor stores, gas stations around for about $10, right? Mm-hmm. And as opposed to folks going out there actually buying marijuana, right? They're buying the K2. And the K2 is nothing but incense, like you said.
They sell it on the streets.
And they sell it on the street. And so they take the K2, roll it up like they roll up marijuana and smoke it, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's other stuff going on out there.
It just don't stay in your system. That's why a lot of people that's on like papers and stuff, that's what they smoke.
Okay, so that's what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. See what's talking? We're talking about what's new. And I know you know some things that's going on out there. So I think this show should be entitled, How Can We Empower Each Other on What's Going On in the Life of Substances, all right? What's new in the world of substance abuse? Because folks are drinking new stuff too. What's new out there now?
It's not really
Nothing new?
Besides lean, that was the latest thing.
Okay, so lean is still hot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people still doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. How about the Patron?
Yeah, that's still Patron, Hennessy,
Remy, Ciroc, what else?
New Amsterdam.
1800.
Yeah.
What else?
Everybody got their preferences. Everybody drink different stuff.
Yeah, but what's hot with the young people? What are the young?
Hennessy, Remy, 1800, New Amsterdam. It's a lot of stuff.
Well, just help me because I'm trying to learn.
I can't think of everything.
Well, just take your time, and if it come to you, then would you share that with us? Again, you're watching the West Garfield Park Youth Council on Channel 21, and we're so thankful for this beautiful facility. that the Almighty has blessed us with. Hard work does pay off. I mean, this is a beautiful edifice, should I say a beautiful building that's over here on 1300 Westwood. Come by one day to see it. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Omari. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you, Stephen, Vernicia, David. All of you good people who are actively involved, have a history with working with CAN TV to bring CAN TV to where we are now. Anyway, let's talk, Vernicia, about substances. Tell me, what do you know about substance abuse? And what is substance abuse?
Substance abuse is being addicted to any type of drug or alcohol. And what I know about it, a lot of people don't know if they have substance abuse. A lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people, like, they just feel like it's something they do on their own and it's not something that they're addicted to.
Really?
Yeah, so that's what I know about it. It's something that's not commonly, people don't say that they have substance abuse. They don't believe that they have substance abuse.
They don't believe that?
No.
Oh, forgive me. I hit the wrong button there. I apologize. Folks don't believe that they have or that they're addicted.
Yeah.
But now, folks are using all type of illegal substances these days, right?
Yes.
Like we just talked about.
Marijuana, lean, yeah.
Marijuana, lean, bath salt,
K2.
mollies, K2. What else there? What's out there?
Everything illegal when you
No. Let's just talk about what it is. I want to hear some names, all right? I don't want to hear about what's illegal. We know stuff illegal, but people still have access to it.
Yeah.
So what I want to talk about, I want to know is what's out there. What's common now? What's the trend? What are folks using?
The trends is marijuana.
Marijuana.
That's something easily accessible.
Okay.
K2, that's something accessible when you on papers and you have to do tests, and that's something that go out your system.
When you say on paper, on parole or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you normally can't smoke and you do drops and stuff like that. So that's stuff that go out your system. The lean. The lean. That's something people just do to have.
But what is the lean?
It's some type of medicine with any type of light.
It's actually cough syrup.
Cough syrup with any type of light soda, like Sprite.
Robitussin with Sprite, right?
Yeah, any type of Sprite, 7-Up, something like that with Jolly Ranchers.
With Jolly Ranchers candy.
Yeah.
But some folks use the Robitussin or the cough syrup with alcohol.
Yeah.
Like Henny and Jolly Ranchers or something. And make it more potent, right?
Well, I never heard of that, but
yeah, they do. They do. Trust me. Trust me. But go ahead, tell me some more stuff that's out here.
I said K2 marijuana.
You say lean. Mollies.
Yeah, mollies. That's the.
Oh, that's
but it's getting stronger.
Mollies are getting stronger.
Yeah, it's not called mollies no more. It's called Snapchats.
Snapchats.
Yeah, like they making them where they doing like different types of. Like they not looking like they looking like different things. They different items. They not just little pills. You might get one.
At first, it might have looked like
a regular pill.
What they call them candies?
Sweethearts.
The sweethearts, right?
No, it looked like regular pills.
Okay.
But now they starting to make them look like candy.
How about the Skittles?
No.
It
look like regular. The first one looked like regular pills, but the ones they starting to make now that people buy are looking like candies.
Okay.
Like they look like literally like candies. Like they made
like sweet tarts.
Yeah, they have one that look like a Facebook logo. Look like.
Oh, so they have different emojis.
Yeah, that they got them set as
emojis.
And it's just different people sell them. Some people are stronger than others.
Emojis are.
Emojis.
Emojis are.
Like logos.
Little logos or asterisks or pictures or little things like that. Like funny faces, little things. Okay, so that's emojis. And so the mollies now, they don't call them mollies no more. They call it
Snapchats and stuff.
Snapchats and stuff. Okay, what else is new out there that folks are... see what I'm talking about? If you don't talk to these young folks, you won't know about what's going on. Give us a call here, 312-738-1060. Tell us what your children know about what's going on out there in the community. Come on, talk to me.
And that's really basically it. If it's not the lean or the K2 or the weed or the Snapchats, it's liquor. That's the stuff that actually popular that you see all on Facebook.
I think you told me before that you didn't want me to talk about this new stuff that I heard about. I don't know why you laughing at me, but you know I like learning. So in learning, you know, I'll come back to you and talk about that too if you all call and inquire about it. But if you don't call and inquire about it, I've been told by this young youth council group not to talk about this chugging. All right, so I won't mention the chugging, but I will open up the door to talk about some questions or what are drugs that are commonly abused. What drugs are commonly abused?
Marijuana.
I think you alluded to some of that.
Yeah, marijuana. The medicine that people actually need for
prescribed drugs.
Yeah, the stuff people actually need for sickness, but people using it.
Oh, stop right there. Let's stop there for a minute because you know a lot of stuff been going on about these opiums and pain pills and like this woman. Yeah, like this woman. You tell us about that. You got some stats on that, so you can share with us. What did it say? What did it say?
It say more teens die from prescription drugs than heroin, cocaine combined.
Okay, heroin and cocaine. We know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Combined. So you say more teens die from prescription drugs.
So it's basically saying that prescription drugs can be just as dangerous as
more dangerous.
Yeah, taking a drug that like is commonly used.
Okay, so here let's go there. Opiums. Opiums are like a what? Opium is like a derivative of heroin. Heroin. So folks, let's start off. Let me just put it like this here. Folks start off with sicknesses. And they have ills going on, like the lady was talking about. I got some Tylenol 3s. Now that's called a narc drug, narcotics. So when they sell it, when they give it to you from a physician literally has to sign off on it, and it's a controlled drug. You just can't go to the pharmacy and say, "Give me some."
Some of that.
Yeah, you know, it's all in the back way, and you know they have to go through all their procedures in order to get that stuff to you. All right, but now and then there's other stuff that's called opium, and then there's other stuff that's used for pain. Like Michael Jackson was on a lot of pain, and they said Prince was on a lot of pain, and they said Elvis Presley was on a lot of pain, and they said a whole lot of these other folks that was entertainers were using pain pills. Now, what happened was they was using so much pain pills for so long that they became addicted to the pain pills. You understand what I'm saying here? And so by being addicted to these pain pills, and the more that they would use, the more they would have to use, all right? And so that they wouldn't get addicted or have the propensity to die, I think some doctors probably would take them off of some stuff and put them on some other stuff, all right? Or stronger, or maybe a derivative of that. So one might be taking opium, and then they may come back and use a synthetic opium, all right? So one may be taking prescribed medications or something given by a doctor, and then the doctor stopped giving it to them because they figured that the person may have become dependent. And the person has become dependent. So since the person was dependent on this here, the person would go into the black market, you know, go to the back room physicians and the back room doctors and the back room dealers to buy synthetic drugs that does the same stuff. But what end up happening is the synthetic drugs with the legal drug of opium or the synthetic opium mixed together, and it's two different rushes on it. So it ends up bringing cardiac arrest to one, and a person can actually die from that. Because normally the medication is supposed to kind of desensitize one so they don't feel the pain, all right? Numb out the pain, put you in a state of illusion, or put you in a state of what, you know what I'm saying? Put you in a state that you don't feel pain. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. We're talking about substance abuse. You took me there for a minute. Let's talk about substance abuse. And we were talking specifically about drugs that are commonly used. So let's keep on talking about some things that are commonly used, and I'm hoping that in a few minutes or so we can start entertaining your concerns when you come on back inside the house. And I know most of them are outside enjoying that beautiful weather. It's nice out there, isn't it?
Yeah. But
anyway, let's get down to talk. I want you to give me some stats about teen and drug use, all right? So I'm just gonna digress for a second, and I'm gonna ask you to just give me a few pointers of what you think about. Yeah, now just give me some facts so we can share these facts of what's going on out there. And then I want you to think about some signs and symptoms of drug use. So just give me some stats right now. And then when I come back, we'll talk to you about some activities going on outside of the trip we're doing tomorrow to Sheridan Correctional Center with Congressman Davis to visit dads. We're taking young folks and their significant others to visit their dads in the Sheridan Correctional Center. Thank you so much for all of your support, Congressman. Go ahead.
Some facts about teens and drug use. More teens die from prescription drugs than heroin and cocaine combined.
Really?
60% of seniors don't see regular marijuana use as harmful. So that means like 60% of teenage students don't look at marijuana as being something that could kill you.
Mm-hmm.
1/3 of teenagers who live in states with medical marijuana laws get their pipe from other people's prescriptions. So that's
They get their what?
So that's basically saying like they go, like you said, behind the counter doctors and stuff like that and get their marijuana and stuff like that, or get it from different states that have it legal.
Mm-hmm.
The United States represents 5% of the world's population and 75% of prescription drugs taken. 60% of teens who abuse prescription drugs get them free from friends and relatives.
Okay, wait a minute. Now you referenced that you gave some heavy numbers here.
Mm-hmm.
Now give me those numbers, those percentages you gave me. I think you said about 75% of prescription drug use taken, and 60% of that
teens who abuse prescription drugs
really?
get it free from their friends or parents.
They get it free from their parents and friends.
Yeah.
So basically, I know parents ain't going out there just saying, "Here, baby, take the drugs." So they actually stealing the parents' drugs. So folks, when parents have these prescription drugs and they keep them in a medicine cabinet or wherever they hold them at, some young folks just go in there and take the parents' drugs and use them.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them eventually may have died from it.
Yes.
Wow. Did you hear that, parents? How can we reduce underage substance abuse and prescription drug use? Put up your medicine, right? Don't put your medicine, don't use your medicine or keep your medicine in a position where, or in a location where folks can get to it. But if that's okay, we want to talk about this substance abuse, who's doing what, how can we promote safe and drug-free communities, and how can we reduce drug use among our youth. But let's do this here, if you don't mind. Can we entertain a call?
Yes.
So we would go.
Hello, caller.
Thank you.
Hello. My question is, what are the different types of drugs that you guys know about?
Did they say something about what that? What I can't? Did he say that?
What are different type of drugs that we know about?
Oh, thank you for the call, and I think we alluded to some of that earlier. You might want to update us again. Thank you for the call. He wants us to know what type of drugs. What?
Are being used. Basically.
Go ahead.
Marijuana, such as weed. Snapchats, such as used to be called mollies.
We'll go back to the marijuana. Also, the synthetic part to marijuana. The regular marijuana is what?
Marijuana.
K2.
That's not regular.
I know.
That's
Synthetic.
synthetic.
That's what I'm
K2.
asking you. K2 or spice in association with marijuana. Go ahead, though.
Drugs that are being used.
Yes.
Mollies, which are Snapchats. Lean, because the codeine is a drug. And that's really it. That's
and
popular.
folks, but what's real popular? You just alluded to it.
What?
Prescription drugs.
Yeah, prescription drugs.
So a lot of young folks, and you just said 60% of these young people are getting their drug use or prescription drugs from their parents. So that's a serious issue there. If 60% of the young folks out of 100% are getting or have access to their parents' prescription drugs and inadvertently and these things result into possibly death or addiction, that's some heavy stuff there. So let's do this again because I really appreciate the information you're giving us. But it seems like that the line is starting to move. Can you respond to that, please?
We can take the next caller.
Thank you, caller.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, your comment or question, please.
Yes, I have a question. I'm listening to you all speak on how the majority of the youth that are using drugs, they're using drugs that come from home,
Right.
from their parents. So are you saying that these are the drugs that come from the doctors and whatnot? Or are you saying that these are the drugs that the young people are using? Or,
That's exactly what she said.
Clarify what you're saying when you're saying that the drugs are coming from home.
So here's the statistic.
Kind of clarify that for me, please.
Don't hang up yet. Statistically
won't.
speaking, you just gave us some startling facts. Repeat those startling facts that you said, specifically
from that
in
line-
relationship to prescription drugs.
The United States represents 5% of the world's population and 75% of prescription drugs taken. 60% of teens who abuse prescription drugs get them free from friends and relatives. So that means that yes, if their parents prescribe, just like people that I don't know what disease or what it is that people be on,
Just
but they have.
just say folks are ill. Folks are ill. They go to the hospital. The doctor prescribes drugs.
Yeah, but I have a example.
Go
It's
ahead.
like with older people, they get marijuana, but they get on the mild version.
Do they?
Yeah, they
Okay.
get on the mild version and it's prescribed to them. And like some people, that's what they get high off, the mild version of marijuana or whatever.
But let me
So-
say this to you though. That is a good idea. I'm gonna say that's a good fact. But another one that we're talking about is pills. Okay, people go to the doctor, or parents go to the doctor. I go to the doctor. You go to the doctor. Your parents go to the doctor, and the doctor prescribes to them Tylenol 3s. Tramadol and Lexapro, or whatever these things are. These different type of NOx medication that can get a person really under the influence. The kids of those parents know what the parents' medicine is, and they go into the medicine cabinet or they go in the parents' room and they get the parents' medication and they use the medication and they get high off this medication.
Yeah.
And because the medication has not been prescribed for them or they don't understand the symptoms of
go
it,
with their body system.
right, they can have a reaction to it and can end up dying. We was talking to it the day we was on Madison Street, Madison on the west side of Chicago, and a lady walked up on us and said she was selling
I don't.
penicillin.
Yeah, penicillin.
Penicillin. She said she was selling penicillin, and I say really, and I say what that's for.
And she put out a prescribed bottle for somebody.
And then she pulled out her prescribed bottle of penicillin. And I said, what's that for? And so she told us what it's for. And then she said, also, I have some Tylenol with Tylenol 3s.
Yeah, with codeine in it.
And I said, what that's for? And she told us what it's for. Caller, you on the line. Your caller, comment and question, please.
Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that a lot of people are going to the doctor, and it's like the new drug dealers. They go into the doctors, they tell the doctor they got this and that wrong with them. They get these prescriptions like Tylenol 3s and whatnot, and then they go on the streets and sell them. So now, what can be done to stop this?
Well,
I'm quite sure the doctors that are seeing these people and whatnot kind of know, because you got a lot of doctors that are crooked that will give it to you just because they benefit off of it financially.
Right.
So what can be done so that all of this medication is not hitting the streets like this?
Well, there has to be some kind of federal law to mandate the use, and I believe it is, the use and the subscription of these different drugs. And so folks really have to go through some stuff to get it. I mean, they just can't go to the doctor and say, give me this. They got to have reasons to get it.
It'd be like people have prescription drugs and they probably don't use it all.
Right.
And that's when they go to just giving it to. Because I had watched the movie before where a girl, she had broke her leg and they gave her some type of medicine that was real strong. That was like a drug, a real bad drug that people use for.
I need to do this right
for what's the name? And she started using the drug or whatever, and then it wasn't getting strong. So a friend came to her and told her, "Can I get one of them? Because that's something we use to get high."
Okay.
So,
Listen, time is moving so fast, and I apologize.
Okay, and I'm going to let you all go.
Don't hang up yet. Let me finish talking to you.
Continue, and I'm going to continue to watch this show because I love it.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
back.
Listen, on June the 17th, we're having a fatherhood think tank at Christ the King. That's June the 17th. For more information, call Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. Next week, we have our community forum. Next week, we have a community forum at Malcolm X College. And next week, we're also doing our